MMA dummy? What the heck? What? You're so mean.
He used to have an MMA dummy in his background. That's why he's MMA dummy. It was like one of those,
Oh yeah.
the just the torso and the head. So it'd just be sitting
Okay.
there creepily in the background watching us during our Zoom calls.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 38 of 2024. I'm Chris Louie, and the cat that we adopted still seems to be hanging around the neighborhood for now.
I wouldn't hang around.
With me?
You're feeding it all the time. Where else is it going to go?
I am, but there's some reports of some cats going missing in this country, so mine has not gone missing and still comes around.
Well, you don't live next
You
to
went
a
there.
Chinatown, so I think you're okay.
With me, I have my co-host, Havoc the Mouthpiece, who's YouTube famous once again.
So I read this, but I don't understand what you mean by I'm famous once again. What did I do this time?
I just posted a new video and you asked me to hype you up.
Oh, yes. Okay, I didn't know like if I got in trouble for something else and there's leaked video of me cussing somebody off.
No, that's on your private channel. This one is actually on the public Zscaler channel.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, thank you for doing that, by the way. Got some good traction on there, so we'll take it.
Yep. Resident hype man.
I didn't
Well, it's
see
just
you
weird
ask
to be
me
like-
to hype you up. Why didn't you ask me to hype you up? What's going on?
Well, I mean, it's for Zscaler, number one. Number two, I don't want to go to our Slack channel for DLP like, hey, guys, recorded a video. Can you please share with your network? It just feels weird, so I just figured I'd have Chris do it for me instead.
Yeah,
He goes
He has
to
a
me
lot.
as a proxy.
he has an army of chat
Yeah.
bots to go hype you up for you.
Everyone knows it's really him, the man behind the success.
And we have Glenn Medina, or should we call him Seattle-bound Glenn, or SBG. How was your time in the rainy north, and did you get mugged yet?
What are you talking about? It's like sunny.
I
every
heard
time I come here.
Iranian, not rainy. I heard Iranian. I was like, what's going on in Seattle, man? Wow, I missed that. I need to get back
I don't
on
know.
CNN.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Every time I come here, it doesn't rain. It's very nice, not muggy, and it's been beautiful here. And
Bro,
no,
me
not
and you
getting
are the
mugged
same.
because I'm not staying in Seattle. I'm staying in Bellevue, which there's a difference.
Oh.
Yes, there is.
I would say conservatively, I probably spent maybe 20 weeks in the past 10 years in Seattle, and only once did it like sprinkle on me. But the rest of the time, it's been sunny and beautiful.
Yeah.
You're just
So
saying
me and
to
you
get a
have
bad
something in
rap
common.
then?
No, we just bring the good weather with us. That's why people
That's
buy
right.
from me and Glenn. Yeah,
That's true. That's the takeaway.
we
When
bring
you're
the
this
sunshine in.
cool, when you're this cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day. Don't you hear? Don't you know that?
Yes, your future's bright, my friend.
Our guest this week is the man, the myth, the speed demon, Darren Schneider.
Ooh.
Darren
Speed Demon.
is
Why
the-
Speed Demon?
Darren is the first fellow member on my team here that we've had as a guest, and he called him the Speed Demon because he took home the fastest lap time for an American at K1 Speed in Las Vegas when we did our team building event out there.
Why were there other
Damn.
nationalities out there other than American? Is that what it
Oh
was?
yeah.
Yeah, we're a global
Yeah,
team.
I was the first loser.
And
Yep.
as kind of
Second.
predicted, the Italian won first place.
You mean the Canadian?
So what-
Yeah, you could kind of see
Italian?
that.
the Canadian Italian? Is that who you're talking about?
No, Italian from Italy.
Oh, a true.
So
Italian.
Darren, what car did you drive to set the lap record?
Oh, this is just K1 Speed, the go-kart track here in Vegas.
Oh, go-kart. I thought it was the other one where we get to
Yeah.
race the fancy cars.
No, we don't have the budget for that. Not as
So I
an
feel
internal
like-
team building.
Somebody that's 108 pounds, probably from Italy, would set the record. We're at a disadvantage when you're a big boy.
It's true.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, the biggest competition and the biggest, I'd say, mouth was a guy from Australia that was still smaller than me, but kind of chunky. And the goal for Americas was to beat him, and I definitely beat him. So
Good.
Yeah.
we shut him up. He kept talking about bringing a jar for tears, and he left with that jar.
Full of his own tears.
His own tears.
Good.
So,
Way to
fun
represent
fact.
America, baby.
You got him a jar of whoop ass. There you go. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Darren actually met Brian on a Zoom call with me once, and Brian said Darren is bold and beautiful like him, so they were going to get along just fine.
Remember when AI actually tagged Brian or tagged me as Brian for
yes, yes. And my facial recognition, it was a picture of Darren, and then it says, "Is this Brian Deach?" So they're
My brother from
Just like
another
twins.
mother. I like it.
you? How funny.
And that account I worked with Glenn to help close, so the four of us are actually connected through that one account. So, Darren, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I think you kind of covered pretty much the value I bring to the world. I like to race. That's about it. No, just kidding. So I Darren. I live in Las Vegas, and a customer success engineer for Zscaler. By day and by night, I'm a dad to a 3-year-old little girl. Sometimes I play around with cameras and make content, but lately that camera's really been focused on her. So can't get a lot done with a 3-year-old outside of work, but we're enjoying it.
I think you're a liar. I think you spend your time on the track at the
K1 track.
at the K1 track.
I went to go test and practice before our sales kickoff, before everybody came to town, but there was a 2-hour wait. So I haven't actually raced it's been 7 years since I've been to the track. So no, I might now though,
There you go.
because when they come back, I got to take the record.
That's it.
I got the trophy from the last organization that I worked for,
Bring her home.
and I beat like 150 people out.
There you
Well,
go.
next
out of,
time when you guys go to K1, bring the KY and open up a can of whoop ass. It'd be good times.
Yep.
Combined, we have decades of information security experience in here, not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got 4 awesome stories for this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So hold on.
This week?
if we have
Yeah.
like
Go ahead.
2 more people on or 1 more person on, can we say we have a century worth of experience?
We did. The time, I think it was when we were all in that room in the WeWork in Bellevue. I think there was 6 of us or 7 of us, and I think I did say we have a century of experience.
But VDL only
Not
has
good
like
experience.
a year, right? He's only got a year of experience. Not that great.
This week, we're going to talk about Ford invading your privacy. Can you hear me now? For our third topic, Iran's banking sector is having a bad time, and close with gym etiquette talk. Closing the loop real quick this week, I think all the 3 of us at least, we perfectly nailed the Apple launch event predictions from last week. iPhone 16 gets Apple Intelligence, but not until next year, and only in English. AirPods Max get USB-C, and Apple Watch 10 will have sleep apnea detection. Darren is a green bubbler, so he does not care about any of this.
I don't know. I got sleep apnea. That might be the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah, you
Literally.
gotta make the switch to Apple for the sleep apnea detection.
It's just detection. It doesn't resolve your sleep apnea. CPAP.
Right? Probably just beeps at you. Wake
Yeah.
up. So you definitely don't get any sleep.
Yeah. There
Well,
you
this
go.
is
You
just
can't
diagnostic
get sleep with
data,
Apple
like,
Watch. Yeah.
Have you ever done like a sleep study, Darren?
Yeah. I have a CPAP, so it's
Okay.
I'm good to go now.
It's come a long way. So I don't know if you guys have ever taken a sleep study, maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and maybe 2 years ago. It's like before you had to go into the hospital or wherever, and you had to put like 50 leads on your body, head, neck, chest. And then you spent the night at the hospital. That was just terrible. I don't know how you could get sleep inside there anyway. Then it's moved forward and it progressed to like a machine on your wrist that squeezed the hell out of your fingers like a glove. And then the latest one now is like a watch. So it's like I said, I'm not amazed at all that it's now on the Apple Watch, because I think that was the last one that I had as far as a test was concerned.
It's the miracle of modern medicine.
It is.
All I know is I've seen a sleep apnea machine. If my wife had to wear one, that'd be a sex killer, I tell you. Like you got Darth Vader laying
The
next
Darth
to you. in
Vader
bed.
mask doesn't do it to you.
No,
Doesn't do it for
no.
you.
Brian,
This is where
I
Chris
am
will come
your
in and do
father.
his Bane impression.
Oh,
Come on, Chris.
oh, yeah, actually, Bane would work.
Do your Bane impression for everyone. I know you're dying for it.
Oh, I was wondering who would wake up first.
Stupid. Stupid. I think that's when we
Right.
get
No, I
separate
feel
rooms.
super sexy.
Do you?
No.
Do you wake up with like a ring around your face?
Yes.
Oh.
And then there's this. I go to the gym 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just had to get over the fact that I look like an idiot. But the strap that goes around my dome, there's always a red mark, so it looks like I wore like a hat, obviously in a weird spot. But I'll go in there and just like zombie it out. By the time I get back, it's gone. But yeah,
But admit it though.
every
Admit it
morning.
though. You feel better rested after wearing that thing,
Amazing.
right?
Amazing. So yeah, before I had the CPAP, interesting. I ended up doing the sleep study. It was at my home. They ended up getting me things to do all the leads and all the strapping to me at my home. And I walked in and they said, yeah, people come in here, and their events, they call them, I forget a type of event. Basically, you stop breathing. And they're like, oh, they're up to upwards in 30 an hour. And they, the side effects of that are up to stroke and all this other stuff. But you were like 15. He opens my thing. He's like, oh, that was somebody else. You're at 45.
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
like, holy crap. So yeah, after I started the CPAP, amazing. Lost weight, felt amazing. Yeah, I can't say anything better about it. It's been amazing. Doesn't look great.
Can't put a price on being well rested.
Yeah.
I can't put a price on it, and I don't want to do it. So
Not that I want to go dark, but I unfortunately lost my brother last month.
Oh, man.
Sorry to
And
hear.
it's been rough. Not to bring the tone down, but we feel that it is we're still waiting to hear back, right? But the evidence kind of shows, and it was one of those things. He was a truck driver, and once you are diagnosed, they take your license until it's been worked out. So he was going to get it looked into. Again, I don't know if that's the root cause of the issue, but take it seriously. Like, definitely get your hemoglobin checked out, and if it's high, go get blood. Do whatever you got to do, just to not have to worry about those blood clots.
My wife
So I
told
can't
me
spell
enlarged
hemoglobin.
heart.
What does that mean?
So when you can't breathe, oxygen, and I'm not a doctor, I'm just repeating based off of my memory, which is not very good. But when you can't breathe, your body ends up producing, I thought it was red blood cells, but I don't think it's red blood cells. It basically ends up producing more of something in your blood to increase the amount of oxygen to your organs, so your organs don't shut down. And because of that, hemoglobin, I think it ends up being thicker blood. It ends up being, I don't know, like I said,
Yeah.
it ends up being bad. There's a range you need to stay under, and when I went in, it was really high
Yeah.
because of the sleep apnea. So
From what I remember, it's your heart is working harder to keep you alive at the times that you're not, the episodes that you have where you're not breathing. So therefore, because it's working harder, you get an enlarged heart. When you get an enlarged heart, you're higher risk for heart failure. So take it as you will, right? I just don't want an enlarged heart. I've known several people that have passed away from enlarged hearts, and it's not a good thing. So it sounds like a great thing, but it's not. So
Yeah, it's not the Lance
Yeah,
Armstrong
it's
large
bigger.
heart that helps you perform.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, get your annual physical, take your medical seriously.
That's right. And the machines are way better than before. I remember, I think it was my parents, my dad had one, and it sounded like a crazy ass machine sitting inside the room. It was buzzing all the time. It was doing it. Now it's super quiet. It's really quiet compared to before. So
Do you guys have a travel
one
one?
generation.
what?
Yeah,
Travel.
it stinks.
Travel CPAP.
Yeah,
It's loud.
yeah.
Don't use it. I don't use
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I just take my home one with me. It's small enough to travel. You can put it in a backpack with your laptop
Yeah.
and stuff. But the super small travel ones, they whine like an engine.
Yeah. And they don't add
That
that
supercharger, I mean.
they don't add that as an additional luggage. So you know how you have a 2 limit? It's counted as a medical device, so you can actually bring 3 things on the plane now.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Life hack.
It's actually really good to know.
That's why people tune into the podcast, those pro-life tips.
That's right.
There you go.
I saw a family of
Life
five.
tips.
A family of five. They all had CPAP machines because they come in a special bag. It's like, oh, look at these. They're all a little overweight.
They all got matching.
A lot overweight, and they'll have that ResMed CPAP machine with them. So I was kind of cracking up.
Birds of a feather flock together.
That's it.
All right, speaking of podcasts, for our first topic, say it ain't so. Ford just filed a patent to deliver you ads inside your car. Imagine you're driving and you get a targeted ad for Arby's 2 for $7 deal, and that you can order ahead and have it ready, and the car will just route you right to that Arby's. If you like a song you're hearing and want to know more, well, maybe you can subscribe to Spotify Premium for $13 a month and sign up right through your car. Ford is planning to track where you're driving, listen to your conversations in the car, and use the data to serve you ads through the car's speakers and your screens. If you're traveling to a grocery store, it might suggest products on sale there or suggest an alternate store. Or maybe it will detect that Glenn is driving by himself and route him to the local dispensary. Who knows?
Hey, this reminds me of Minority Report. Remember that when he had when he was walking through?
He walked through the gap. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Nakamoto, how'd you like those jeans?"
I feel like that we're closer to like Back to the Future, but we're not the flying cars, just the stupid advertisements.
Or the self-lacing shoes.
I don't know. This sucks. I hopefully we can opt out. I'm a Ford guy, but hopefully we can opt out. Jesus.
You have to pay extra to just like Amazon to not see the ads or Netflix to not see ads.
I know, now you're paying a subscription on your car just to have a basic car, not paying for heated seats or not paying for auto drive. It's just paying to not hear ads now.
It's coming. It's got to be coming.
I guess it's partially like that trend we're seeing. Automakers are looking for alternative revenue streams. I guess, I don't know if it's they don't want to raise the cost of the car or just the cost of everything's going up with like the new union contracts and inflation. They don't want to raise the price. They're just looking to make money in other ways. And this is one of those things. And some of the other things you mentioned, that's a real thing. Heated seats, $200 a month, or extra acceleration, $100 a month.
Yeah, that they had mentioned that the average car is nearing 13 years old, which is obviously longer and longer as time moves on. So they have to find ways to increase their income or increase their margins.
Yeah. You ever wonder why they make people change oil now at every 10,000 miles versus 5,000 or 4,000 like before?
It was 3,000 originally. I remember 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,000.
The oil's getting better, probably.
Full synthetic, baby.
That's not true. It's not true at all. It's because they want the car to break down in 150,000 miles. So that way
instead
you
of like
go buy a new
250K.
Yeah.
All right. That's a conspiracy theory. Was the moon landing fake too? Come on, man.
Yeah, if you've ever seen engine oil burn, it doesn't matter if it's synthetic or not. You still have carbons. You still have hydrocarbons inside it that are building up. So I don't know. Oil is cheap.
Are you saying so? It did, supposedly some dude. He's like, I was watching a YouTube video on a Raptor R. He got his oil change after 10,000. So that's the one with the supercharger in it, V8, and he spent like I forget the amount. Definitely more than $250 for an oil change. I'm like, dude, you are on crack. There is no reason why you should spend that kind of money.
Prices.
Yeah, that is crack prices. Yeah. Well, I mean, even at oil at $100 a change oil for half the cycle, let's say instead of 10,000 it's 5,000, still cheaper than a brand new engine at $10,000, right? So.
Oh yeah. Well,
what happens if it's 10,000 miles in 3 years?
What do you mean?
Is that two oil changes, or is it one?
No,
because it used to be
mileage or time.
Yeah,
it's whichever
6
comes
months.
first.
Yeah, 6 months or 10,000 miles is the recommended.
Yeah, my truck is 3 years old. It's got 10,000 miles on it. I've done one oil change on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, you might want to change that.
Sounds like you're
might want to fix
like you're buying another car sometime soon that's got ads in
it. He's fine. What kind of car is it?
GMC Canyon.
Yeah, you need to start driving your vehicle a bit more too, man. You're not the guy. You just Uber
I
everywhere?
need something larger. No, I work from home. I don't go anywhere.
I know what it is. He's got a breathalyzer in there. It's embarrassing. Low to start.
Yeah, screw the CPAP. Yep, no. Been to Reno with it, with a travel trailer, but that's the only long trip I've ever taken in it.
Chris, I feel like you changed. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I actually bought it the day after I started a Zscaler, so it's my Zscaler vehicle.
Nice, good little. What kind of travel trailer was it?
That was a rental. It was 23,
and
maybe a 23-footer.
And freaking GMC Canyon pulled it. Wow, all right.
Yeah, it's actually got, surprisingly, it's got an 8,000 pound limit on towing. The wheelbase on that, though, you might be able to tow it, right? The chassis can tow it. It doesn't mean it's going to do it straight. So I keep it under 5,000. I keep anything I tow under 5,000 because that's what other owners online have mentioned is try to hit that 8,000 and you're not going to have a good time.
I'm sure stopping is going to be a big issue too with that much weight behind you.
8,000 extra pounds. Yeah.
You go through some breaks.
What were you going to say, Brian?
I was going to say, I remember reading the podcast notes. I don't remember this being here on Monday. I feel like you changed the podcast notes on me, man.
No, the Ford story was definitely here. Now, story number 2 was not there because this story happened on Tuesday. But this Ford story was definitely here.
I don't know, man. I think you're lying. I'm going back. I don't see it.
Go back to the track changes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. That or I'm just on crack. Let's see here. Anyways, go on.
He's on crack. He's on crack.
I'm on crack.
Like this,
peanut butter and crack sandwich.
This relates to another story we did about in-shitification, how everything just gets worse over time, and that's like true. It's like cars were good, they were great, and then we have all this infotainment system, and then now it's getting worse again now that they're going to just start charging for this, charging for that. This doesn't include it. It's not included anymore. Now you have to pay a subscription and not get ads. I think we kind of come full circle on that, and like cars got significantly better. Now they're starting to get worse.
How long until there's like, you want to be able to buckle your seatbelt? Well, you have to check this box. You want an airbag? Check this box. $13.99 a month, baby.
Hey, for each time you unbuckle and buckle, it's a quarter. So.
Oh my gosh. The car is free, but you make up for it in subscriptions.
Yeah.
If it has like a little LTE radio in it, we can like intercept the signal and like put a pie hole in the car or something. Just black hole all the DNS queries to their ad servers.
There you go.
There's this guy, like, his name was, I don't even remember, I think his name was John. He was an older dude, but everyone called him Sharky because he didn't have a neck. And if you call him Sharky, he'd be like, his immediate answer would be like, "You little son of a bitch, run over here with my Ford." And so, like, we would always just mess with this dude. And then I remember one time, like, he was like a loner, and he like every year he'd buy like a brand new Ford F-250. And the driver's seat would just be wore out because he just drove around everywhere. And the passenger seat was pristine. And I remember him spending like $100 to pay some woman to drive around in the vehicle with him, just so you can, because everyone was kind of like busting his balls for not ever having a woman in there, or anyone at that. But the worst one though is that we were playing basketball and he drove by, we're all Sharky, and he almost rolled a truck to make a U-turn to come try to run us over. It was crazy.
Oh man,
it's like that meme of the girl in a short dress leaning over into the car. It says $50. You get to do it. I'll do whatever you want. And then the guys will say, "Well, I just want you to ride around with me," so the guys stop making fun of me.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's too hilarious. All right, for our second topic, due to the delay in recording, we actually get to comment on this story this week. Can you hear me now? Good. No. Can you hear me now?
No.
Good. Apparently, Hezbollah terrorists were carrying beepers, and thousands of them suddenly exploded on Tuesday. That was followed by another wave of attacks using exploding walkie-talkies this time. Israel is alleged to have carried out this action, but did not confirm. Hezbollah is the militant organization taking refuge in neighboring Lebanon and has been firing rockets indiscriminately into Israel. Taking matters into their own hands, Mossad, the premier intelligence agency inside Israel, allegedly performed a supply chain interception or supply chain attack of their own. The exploding beepers were imported into Lebanon about 5 months ago and were likely intercepted and modified before they made their way into the terrorist hands. This is the same Mossad that allegedly killed the Hamas leader last month in Iran, in Tehran, inside a safe house that was inside an IRGC compound, yet they still somehow managed to smuggle a bomb in there. So just think of the psychological damage done to Hezbollah. Like, you can't trust your pager, you can't trust your walkie-talkie, and you know what's next? You can't trust your fax machine.
I feel like we need a diagram to really try to orchestrate exactly what the hell just happened here in this article. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm speechless. I can't even imagine what it would take to organize something like that, something that complex.
Well. Looks like
They just had to get in and break into the place where they were getting created, right? And I think as part of the supply chain attack, what it was is the order had gone through a Taiwanese company. The Taiwanese company had offshored the work to a company somewhere, and that was a front that I guess was owned by the Mossad. So I guess it didn't seem that hard. Shame on Hezbollah for not source or checking their sources as far as where they were buying from. I guess they thought they were being
their S-bomb, secure bill of materials.
Yeah.
Well. Looks like Mossad's out here playing MacGyver meets Die Hard. Hezbollah terrorists walking around like it's 1996 with beepers and walkie-talkies, and boom, now you see them, now you don't. It's all fun and games, so you're firing rockets, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my Kenny Powers twist on this for the day.
Yeah, I think it was a Taiwanese company, but I think they contract manufactured out to, I think it was Thailand. It was some place in Southeast Asia, sent the shipment of pagers to Lebanon, and I think that's when they said Hamas intercepted them. They somehow knew that these pagers were going to Hezbollah, or the other thing was they intercepted it and then just gave it to the retail that was selling to Hezbollah, one or the other.
Nice.
It's like
genius.
Psychological damage, more like paranoia on steroids. You don't trust your tech. You don't trust your safe house. You don't trust the air you're breathing. Mossad's out here doing James Bond-like sabotage, and Hezbollah's got a front row seat to the fireworks show.
I gotta ask you guys, though, when was the last time you guys saw a pager store anywhere in the U.S., Canada, Mexico? I guess, is this like the only place that it's used is in Iran? Like, pagers. We're talking about pagers here. Really?
A lot of doctors still use pagers because if the hospitals don't get good cell coverage.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But like for the consumer market.
Yeah, generally not. But
right?
I think the reason that Hezbollah was going back to pagers was because they were using cell phones. I think they were using smartphones, and they're like, well, those things are homing beacons. And they started using cell phones, like flip phones, and then like, well, you're still pinging the tower. So they went very low tech. So they went back to pagers and landlines.
Yeah. Well, I hear now they're using, was it cups and strings? So that might be a little
carrier pigeon.
So, yeah.
Pretty soon they're going to do smoke screen or smoke. What was it? Smoke signals back in the day. Native Americans.
Smoke signals.
Smoke signals. Yeah. It's the only way how their leadership will communicate with their followers.
This reminds me of the movie. Was it Kingsman? Remember that one? The first one, when everybody had a chip in their ear. Iggsy.
Oh, yeah. Then it blew up.
It blew everybody up.
Only the people that had the chip. It's only the bad guys.
Yeah.
It's sort of the parallel to that. So in the Kingsmen, it's these people, you can call them the New World Order or whatever, that were okay with, killing the poor people and the peasants. Those were the ones that got the chip, and those were the ones that were killed. So it's a little bit self-selecting. And in the same way, these people with Hezbollah that had these pagers is a little bit self-selecting too. Like you were an active militant if you're gonna be expecting orders from a leader through a pager. So it was very, very targeted in that way. It wasn't indiscriminate, like they just gave these out to everybody and said go have fun. Like it was really only the militants that got these pagers. The other thing was the walkie-talkies. So it was the very next day. They're like, okay, well, let's ditch the pagers. We'll communicate via two-way radio, and then boom, those just ended up exploding too.
The amount of time it takes to coordinate that's just funny. Funny and crazy. Poor people.
Oh. Israel and Mossad are kind of like that. They're very clandestine. Like you think of, remember Stuxnet, the piece of malware that set Iran's nuclear program back years? Someone like charted it out, and they had this graph that says, the number of Iranian scientists killed per year, and the line's like going up, 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 and then Stuxnet hits. And then it goes to like 0, and then Stuxnet's discovered and thrown out of the country. And then the number of Iranian scientists getting killed went back up again.
I did not see that. That's funny. Or not funny. I don't know.
Eye of the beholder.
You gotta give it to them, though. This was very targeted. I mean, what's the alternative if you want to target these militants? Is you drone strike them, you drop a bomb on this building, and like civilian casualties are going to be a part of that. But if you can be very narrowly targeted on who these are basically self-selecting targets, I think that's the preferred method.
I think you're missing a big one. You can go door to door like the Mormon Church, right? Just send some missionaries over there and try to save them. Not very effective, but if you get one, right, that's a step in the right direction. There's options here, guys. It doesn't have to be all violence.
That's true. Peace. Maybe peace is the option. Well, let's see how this one plays out and see if they change up their tactics. I'm sure their leadership is in disarray right now, and all these militants are either injured or afraid to come out because they don't know what's going to blow up next.
I'm assuming their communication is difficult now since they don't have anything to communicate with. Yeah, that'll be.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's left is, like we said, carrier pigeon, smoke signal, maybe landline. Like back in the day when drug dealers used payphones, like maybe that's what they're going back to. I think that's what they said. It's like doctors and drug dealers are the only people that still use pagers.
That's fair.
I know Glenn's going to get one. He said after he retires, he's going very low tech off the grid. We'll have to page him if we need to get a hold of him.
You'll be lucky if I'm close to a phone, my friend. So
we'll page you, and then 2 hours later, you'll call us from a payphone.
Yeah,
you'll be on the beach
if you could find a payphone.
All right. Speaking of Iran, for our third topic, this will be our ransomware story of the week. The politically neutral country of Iran is having a bit of a hard time. A third-party supplier to the country's banking sector was hacked, and as a result, an Iranian firm paid possibly $3 million in ransom last month to stop an anonymous group of hackers from releasing individual account data from as many as 20 banks in the country. Iran's authoritarian regime pushed for a deal to happen to force them to pay the ransom, fearing that the word of the theft would destabilize the country's already quite wobbly financial system. The firm allegedly paid possibly up to $3 million, even though the ransomware gang was asking for $10 million as an initial demand. ATMs were crippled, banking came to a halt, and it's rumored that even the ransomware gang is accepting payment plans from the Iranian firm. So this is the $3 million down payment, and who knows how much they're going to be paying over the next few months and next few years.
Well, look who's having the tough time. The politically neutral country of Iran is getting shaken down by some anonymous hackers.
Some 12-year-old hacker.
Yeah, I know. Like, you're having a big old problem when you have a payment plan.
Giving out credit.
Yeah. Your financial system, financial system's life of support when you're making monthly payments like you're leasing a Kia. This is insane.
The ransomware group.
Yeah.
Like at this point, is it just like blackmail? It's like you give us $500K a month and we're going to release this data.
Like what's going to happen if they don't make the payments though? Like, is there a recourse to call collections on them? I don't understand.
It's going to show the fact that they're not as broke as they are, and they're all corrupt, right? And someone's been paying for Pornhub and whatever on those accounts. That's probably what they're going to see. They're going to get outed.
Yeah, somebody didn't make any money on the Ashley Madison database dump. Missed that opportunity.
They didn't extort people, but a lot of people got caught.
Yep.
Same with the Equifax. We don't even know what happened to the Equifax data. No one knows who did it and where that data went. It was never leaked, but it definitely was. They were breached.
My information's definitely out there. That's for sure.
All our information's out there.
True. I should send it to Darren. I sent it to the YouTube. There's this phone number you can call from. You call it from your cell phone. And then it says, for me, it says, "Hello, Chris Louie. Your social security number starts with this, and you live at this address." And it just like had all my information, which is probably publicly scraped from all these dark web leaks.
Did you click the link to have it removed?
Yeah.
I did not, because I think if you send the link to you, they just make you pay for their service.
Oh, okay.
I have other services that try to scrub things off, but I mean, it's out there. It's out there.
Yeah, those other services that you're using are doing dog. So get your money back.
I didn't believe you. I didn't
free
believe
with
you.
my credit card.
I didn't believe you, Chris. That's why I didn't call the number. I thought it was going to send me to some 1-800, boner,
That was a phishing
boner
test.
call. Yeah. And I'm like, no, thank you.
I got an email, a couple emails in the last couple of weeks where somebody's taken a screenshot of my front house, which is with a car that I haven't owned in 6 years. And it basically states in broken English that, "Oh, we caught you via your webcam and we're going to release all this info. Here's the Bitcoin address to prevent you, from us releasing this stuff." And I want to reply back and they're like, "We're going to come to your house." And I'm like, I don't reply to it. I don't want to.
Don't
I don't
encourage
have time
them.
for it,
Yeah.
but it's just funny. It's like if there was a picture of my most recent car, it probably would have made me think, maybe a second about it. But yeah, you're talking about a car I haven't owned in 5 years, so.
Bring
Yeah,
it.
we did that story last week. They're just scraping Google Maps or Bing Maps or whatever because your address is public. Like real estate records here, at least in California, are public unless you buy it under a trust or something. But yeah, they just plug that into Google Street View and just take a screenshot and say, "Hey, we know where you live." Like, okay, so does everybody else that searches my name.
Yeah. They have my phone number too, so they scraped that from somewhere, but email address, phone number, address. And that I owned a Corolla in 2018.
Yeah.
What I really want to do is I want to go on the dark web and find Chris's information and send him his social security number. Like, I know now. It's out there.
Yeah, I'm positive it's out there. But that's why you put a credit freeze in, so no one can use your credit for nefarious reasons.
I don't believe that you have a credit freeze.
Well, if I were the people that hacked this Iranian bank, I would probably be looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life. The IRGC is not to be messed with, and they will come at you at a time and place of their choosing to exact their revenge. Like if you think of it, maybe as a Russian hacker. Well, Russia is very friendly with Iran right now and might not have a problem handing you over to the Iranian authorities. So you might want to be a country that's not currently aligned with Iran if you're going to take an attack like this.
Wouldn't it be funny though if they were like the hacking group was in Russia? They're just like, I thought they're like holding hands and singing Kumbaya nowadays. So
now they got to throw you in a van once they figure out who you are.
don't
All
do
right,
bad
for our
things.
last
guys.
topic, and it'll be a rotating topic every week. We're actually glad we have Darren on because Darren does go to the gym a lot. This week we're going to talk about maybe odd gym etiquette, maybe not breaking the rules, but some odd things that you see at the gym. Like one of the things I see is somebody coming in from the gym. It's not that hot, that cold outside, but they wear a puffy jacket and they start running on the treadmill. I said, I can see if you want to sweat, they have sweatsuits and stuff. Like wearing a puffy jacket on a treadmill, that seems very odd to me.
We definitely don't see that in Las Vegas.
No, maybe it's a California thing.
It probably says Balenciaga on it too, right?
Probably. And then like maybe 10 minutes in the workout, they're like, okay, yeah, now I'm hot. And
Run in with his
jacket off.
Gucci tennis shoes.
I don't know if this is like an odd gym etiquette, but this is my toxic trait. When I walk into the gym at 5 a.m., it's like my area to,
Go aggro.
my zen. No, I mean
start
just walk on the
screaming.
treadmill, listen to audiobooks. Yeah, I got my AirPod Pro 2s. I definitely have adopted some of the Apple stuff. And there's a guy, and he's a nice guy. Obviously, he goes there. That's his thing. He's got to go socialize. I can hear him talking
Through your
the
noise canceling
whole
AirPods.
hour I'm on. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, oh man, you were talking so damn loud. So I ended up having to modify my workout to get behind him, so I didn't have to listen to him. But I'm just like, can't you just go to Starbucks or something to go talk? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I appreciate the fact he's a nice guy, he's socializing, he's doing something healthy. But on the flip side, it's like maybe at 8 a.m., maybe not at 5.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand.
You know what I
people-
can't stand
I
is
don't know why people socialize out there. So yeah, sorry, Brian.
Yeah.
I
Go
can't.
to Starbucks.
No,
People
you're
here to
good,
work
man.
out.
I hate dudes in particular that when they run on the treadmill, it sounds like this boom, boom, boom. I'm like, how the hell are you making so much noise? Like I have to get up and leave and go somewhere else.
How's that not damaging your knees or your back?
Yeah, just like
Or they've got
flat-footed.
that
Yeah.
they slide into it and they squeak. Eek, 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 eek.
Quit
I will
talking
say-
about Chris
Over
that
the
way.
noise
You're always
canceling
talking
earphones.
about Chris. Why do you want to pick on Chris?
Yeah. I will definitely say the locker room, like Jesus Christ. Like it's not a place to show off. Like get in there, do your thing, get out. No one's there for your freaking one-man peep show, right? Like the other day I walked in and like you can't be bent over. Like I was being mooned, but I saw the entire turkey neck too. I'm like, come on, dude. Like it was unavoidable. Like you're just walking in and it's just there. I'm like, I don't understand. Like have a little dignity here. Like it was awful. Jesus.
Oh, I got one on that same one. It's like kids inside are like with their cameras on, freaking posing in the
In the
in
locker
the mirror,
room.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. Oh, excuse me. So, but yeah, get the hell out of here. I don't want to be part of this. So, I don't know if I look the way I do.
Strictly
Gosh.
no cameras in locker rooms for
I'm
sure.
probably on someone's TikTok, that's for sure. So, kind of that funny look. So,
The one related to that is I always see these girls taking selfies on the treadmill. They're walking at like 2 miles an hour, full hair, full makeup. I know you're not here to work out. Like you're just here to take a picture saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm at the gym."
yeah.
Grace now knows you're checking out women on treadmills. Good job.
Yeah. How about this one? You guys ever see people on treadmill? They've got it set to an incline of 50,000, right? And they're holding on to the handrail but leaning back. I'm like,
Yes.
what exercise are you doing? What
that
exercise
defeats
are
the
you
purpose
doing?
of it. You
Yeah.
know?
It's upper body. It's upper body workout.
There you go.
Holding on.
Yep.
It's kind of like rappelling. Is that
There's
what
some
it is?
value
You're
there.
kind of pulling yourself up.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I have wondered that.
Darren can probably relate to this one. So like if you're sweating all over the bench like a fat kid in summer, like you better be wiping that stuff down. Nobody wants to swim around in your DNA, all right? That's another little gripe of
Not
mine.
wiping down equipment is another. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cardinal sin at the gym.
Yeah.
Not re-racking weights or putting them in the wrong spot, that annoys me because they're clearly marked. They go from lightest to heaviest from left to right, and then usually the heavier ones are at the bottom. But I see people putting like the 50-pound or 100-pound on the top where the light ones are supposed to go. I said, just put it back where you found it. It's not that hard.
Quit
I
talking
know, I'm
about
saying,
grace in
like-
your home gym, Chris. Come on, man. That's very mean.
This ain't your garage, and I'm not your mom. I'm not
Yeah.
here to pick up after you, champ. So I get it.
I hate people that sleep on the on the machines. Like actually sleep, like they don't
What?
move for 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, but
That stuff. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it certainly.
Or the other thing, like reserving the machine, like they're just sitting there on their phone, reserving a piece of equipment. Like if you want to be on your phone, fine, go sit somewhere else or lean against
Yes,
the wall, but
that's what I
don't
mean.
sit on a piece of equipment hogging it, just scrolling on your phone.
yeah,
Yeah, especially if it's a limited. Like there's only one of them in the whole gym.
Yeah.
bro. The personal space issue. There's the 5 a.m. crowd, which is it's the working class, but then there's also the 9 o'clock people, which is like everyone that probably works from home. I have no idea, but it's just like if you and soccer dads probably too. But like you want to be close to someone, take them out to dinner. Like don't be bumping into next to me at the gym. Like stay in your damn lane.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's got to the point. It's so busy now that I don't like to go to the gym outside of 4:35 because it's just so busy. I don't like people.
Yeah.
I've got my dog and my kid. But yeah, it's,
You hear that, ladies? Darren is looking. He comes
married.
Oh, okay.
I like my wife too.
Oh, okay. Well, you said your dog and your kid.
Got to mention.
Why are you calling her a dog, bro? You're in trouble.
So what you're saying is,
Yeah, no, we both work from home, so we. Yeah, we both work from home, so
Okay, you good.
24/7. We got to get out of the house once in a while.
I used to be against videoing yourself at the gym, but someone explained it to me, and I'm like, okay, well, I can see that. Like, if someone videos themselves and like they send the video to the personal trainer for feedback, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get on board with that. But the one thing I don't like is if someone's videoing themselves and then like you walk through and they get mad at you for walking through, or like, why'd you mess up my shot? I'm like, this is a public space. You have to expect people to be in this public space. Like, it's not your personal gym.
Isn't that Jesse Swole guy? He does a lot of that commentary on when people TikTok and put like, why are you walking in front? He gets on top of those people. So that's
I think I know who you're talking about. I've seen a couple of his videos, and he's called out people that were not accurate with their assessment of what people around them are doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, if you're throwing around like heavy weight, you want to be really impressive, don't drop it on the ground like a freaking barbarian. I hate that. Like when people are like incline planche and they're moving lots of weight, but when they're done, they just drop it. I'm like, what the hell? Like a real man would just carry it back to the thing and put it down nicely.
Yeah.
Or the machine. I don't have I don't be sitting on my my machine. I don't lift weights. At least I haven't in like 20 years. And the person next to me ends up rocking my body because they end up dropping the weights on the machine. It's like, that's a little frustrating.
Especially when they break it. Have you ever seen that? When they drop it so hard it breaks the weights? Yeah.
Aren't they called lugs? Those are called lugs, right? I know.
Oh, now you're talking Planet Fitness over here.
Yeah.
The lug alarm, isn't it?
The lug alarm, yeah.
I was there this morning. I know all about it.
See?
That and the excessive grunting. It's like no one needs to hear that. Like, I get it that you're trying to pump out a set, but no one needs to hear your excessive grunting.
Or you're on a Zoom call and you're talking super loud.
Yeah.
On the treadmill for everybody to listen to you.
Yeah.
I've run into that a couple times. You can only glare at somebody so many times before you just want to either
throw their phone across the room.
That's really the answer, but
I
don't think
anything's gonna work. It's like they already have no shame. You can't shame them further.
Yeah, it's just gonna get weird.
There's a comedian that says you can't fix stupid, right? So
it's true.
Shoot, I think that's everyone says that. Shoot, what about the mirrors? I think mirrors are there for your form, not for flexing. People that flex, ugh.
Yeah.
Rubs me the wrong way.
Just to check your form.
Yep.
All right. Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week, our guest Darren is up.
Yeah, I came prepared.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's try this one. What does a writer have in common with a football player?
What's that?
Anxiety over a rough draft.
All right, that's complicated.
Better than VDL.
That counts as a dad joke. He set the bar pretty low, so I don't know if that's saying much, Glenn.
Yeah. I was gonna I'm gonna tell you this joke too. So I try not to say this because it offends my people.
Oh, we offend everyone here. Don't worry about that.
Your people.
What I mean by like the people I grew up with. Like, let's just start there. The county I grew up in is the poorest county in California. So Chris probably knows of Lake County. It's a couple hours north of San Francisco. You don't find too many people from that county in tech. So I was one of very few that made it out. But the toothbrush was invented in Clear Lake County, because if it had been invented elsewhere, it would have been the teeth brush.
Nice.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Hopefully nobody from there listens to this, because I'll
Oh, yeah.
probably get stabbed.
Plenty of listeners in Lake County.
That's beautiful.
California.
That's it. I don't live too far from Lake County. It's about an hour and a half drive.
Is it spot on?
Uh,
Is it as
It's funny.
described?
He's funny, yeah. Well, you would have had Darren either be in IT or maybe a meth lab dealer or a meth lab maker, yeah, right? So
Looks like Brian. His globe is known for mining and meth.
yeah, so
Yeah, the 2 M's, baby.
yes.
He doesn't look much like a miner to me. Just saying.
Are you in Napa or Sonoma, or where you at?
Little town called Solano County. Let's put it that way. Let's not give an exact.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not giving. Just go on the dark web to find out the rest. It's okay.
Yep. I hear you.
Just call that phone number and spoof Glenn's real phone number, and you'll get all his info.
That's right.
He's in Seattle.
All right, to wrap things up, Ford wants to serve you more personalized ads. Can Hezbollah hear you now? Iran's banking system had a hard time, and re-rack your weights. That's all I have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. You can find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to our listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify, and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is to search for the PEBCAK Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app. My co-hosts Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina, and our guest Darren Schneider. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week, and as always, have a nice day.
Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Have a nice day.